everybody, and welcome to another episode of Charismatic Mystery. Tonight we're playing the module Curses Rod, but it's been changed, transformed, and we're playing in the system and the setting of Frostmark RPG, everything created by moi. There's a content warning for tonight of bad language, heavy topics, gothic horror, and perhaps some gore. We shall see. But with me and with wonderful cast of players, I got Lady Lyria, our health and Magus played by Jules.
Hello.
Yay! Hamardia, our cheating warlock. Played by Cookie.
Actually, it's Helena, famous player from Beyond the Mists, and I would like to be referred that way. Thank you.
Alright, okay. Next up to Vistani, a chiefling bard, played by Adriano. Hello, welcome.
It's time for politics, bitch!
Yeah, gets fired up. And certainly not least, Jipkos, our undead paladin, played by Weewu. Hello, welcome.
Why am I being used as an attraction?
What
How many
else,
undead minotaurs do you know?
Yeah, like what other things should you do with an undead minotaur?
That's not my only redeeming quality.
Okay. Have we started collecting money yet?
No, not yet.
Well, there might be a business. But still. Cookie, what happened last time?
Well then, we catch up with our intrepid heroes around Madame Ziva's original pool campfire. After being left somewhat alone, the conversation immediately turns towards the momentous gift of Eva's Taroka deck. Nix shares how baffled he is at his turn of events, how he never would expect this from another visit to his childhood home, and how his perceptions are being challenged. Nonetheless, perhaps the cards could grant him some guidance going forward. The crazy part is Sophia believing that Nix could lead the Vistani. But where? Hamatia enthusiastically points out that there is basically an army here, and you all agree that friendship with the Vistani people is a powerful thing, so maybe you should put a horse in the race. Some logistics later, Jivkos gains a hat of disguise, Iris and Elia go snooping together, and Valmatia becomes the thing, and the Strader pings the vampire is 40 plus hours west, and the pop-up impromptu undead Minotaur show has been promised, and spread between the Vistani like wildfire. Identifying Eva's Taroka deck takes Nix on a journey of visions, a great flickering of thousands of reading that Eva has made in a long lifetime, an intimate memory of creating two cards with a vampire princess friendship and the Water Genasis mentorship, and a personal warning of the weight of divination and the possible futures. Nix accepts that strain for the sake of his loved ones and asks, "What must I sacrifice to lead the Vistani from the mist and ensure their survival?" And Nix draws the traitor to represent himself. The diviner reversed for the past, anarchist takes the place for the present. The on-the-nose avenger for the fragile future, and lastly, the abjurer to guide his journey. Furthermore, he gambles his own bodily energy to attempt to unlock further information from of the cards. Succeeding with the diviner, he learns that the true meaning of the card reverse speaks of white lies and protective deceptions. Touching base, Nix explains to Valmatia and Jivkos why he is sweaty stepping out of the wagon again, a heartfelt argument for spending your time and effort on the Vistani is when help. About breaking cycles and having the people support in Regicide, things you do in Barovia. Therefore, it's time to campaign and to do so somewhat by the book. And he needs Team Trauma's help to have a chance of winning. Those you're up against have a head start and are all formidable opponents because they're assholes. Get ready to throw dirt and have dirt thrown on you. Valmatia gets real excited about the idea of putting on a theater reenactment of Nix's story. Yes, she does. You meet Luvash's followers who invite you to dinner over at your Cap's camp. You discover that these followers are the only Vistani you've seen so far to wear a semblance of uniform, which is really... I mean, I think there are more of the weird ones than the Vistani that don't, but, tying a blue armband around the left bicep. Good thing it's not a red armband, because we've seen where that goes.
Oh, God.
You catch up
Move
with
along,
the
move along.
Pull it
legendary
back,
first.
pull it back, pull it back. Yeah.
Okay. you asked you ask to catch up with Legendarius first, and when you pick them up on your way, you learn from the duo that Arigal is the most popular candidate currently. You visit Luvash's attempt of a Vistani war camp, and the whole ordeal is somewhat jarring. Luvash seems bulkier than last, but his face is more sunken in, and he has added a tattoo of a bloody tears flowing from his missing eye. Edgy. After a bit of vitriol against Stacy, Luvash reveals that he's actually quite proud of Nix's Grove, of all of his achievements, and that the Vistani need him now. Luvash invites Nix to his political camp, in return promising to make sure that Nix will never be excluded again. Nix mirrors his offer, but with different reasons and more aims. Luvash appreciates it in kind, but believes that Nix needs to grow up more, because he's like downplaying him or being condescending. Work more for the Vistani, and learn more about leadership. Nix wants about the strength of the shepherd watching his herd, but Luvash wants to turn the sheep into wolves. Rawr. Nix again wants... Wait, that's like a lion. Like woof woof. Nix again won about the chains of enslavement and the wrath of the camp. And alas, they come to an impasse. Luvash thinks otherwise about Strahd, and aims to remove the Vistani out of the picture of Barovia and other people's drama for the protection of Vistani, so it's basically an isolationist. We're not even in the possession of Kiva's decks cannot truly sway him. You still part on further terms, like Luvash is a good guy, but best if fate would have him leader, and if destiny would choose Nix, he would stand beside him. So, who wants some presidential Vistani debates? Here we go!
God, this feels so bad since there's the fucking stuff going on in America.
Well, okay. There's 2 days until the debate. There's some, prep time here. So, let's get into that, shall we, huh? Uh-huh.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It is gonna be real fun. Indeed. Little bit of that and a little bit of this to build the ambiance. You're left alone at Luvash's war camp campfire as Luvash rejoins the loud crowd around the fighting pit. The chocolate-hued Vistana female that brought you here nods in goodbye and follows after Luvash. The hustle and bustle of the war camp continues around you, but slows down as the hour begins to turn to late evening, and their respectful distance to the campfire and your privacy remains. You met the first political camp vying for influence over the Vistani people, and it went surprisingly well. But then again, you've certainly helped Luvash in the past and performed some good deeds for the benefit of the Vistani, so the terms should have been friendly. But to this extent, it's certainly still a welcome surprise. The non-campaigning Vistani are deep into their bottles and post-dinner time excitement by now, and the sound of their merriment echoes in between the trees on the shore of Serpool. So, Team Trauma, you were welcome to stay to finish your dinner at this campfire, but beyond that, what would you like to do?
Nix would look to did Illyria join?
Yes, you're all there. But Luvash spent the whole time only directing his focus and attention on you. And so Illyria, for the first time, you were ignored by Avasana. Which was pretty nice, you know?
Yeah, Illyria actually kind of enjoys that a lot.
Yeah, I understand that.
So after Luvash leaves after this sort of one-on-one debate. He looks to the rest of the party and says, I guess I didn't know I had it in me. It seems that if we truly want to deal with the situation here and cast our horse into this race, I guess there's work for each of us over the next day to try and sway, discourage, show why Arigal should not be the leader. If he is the one who has the majority vote at this point in time, knowing what we know about him, it's a question of like, how do we go about, like, not, directly, indirectly, if you will, telling the rest of the Vistani about what kind of a son of a bitch he is? The fact that he killed your friend, Anya. The fact that he was in cahoots with Strahd is not really an angle that will really matter to the Vistani. The Vistani have always been under the thumb of Strahd. Therein lies a pretty big problem, in my opinion. But we can't really approach it from like, oh, he basically was the reason why lots of people got killed. However, we can take the angle from a Van Richten perspective that Arigal exposed the Vistani at the Valaki camp to a threat by doing what he did. And his type of leadership could potentially be dangerous for everyone. But I'm open to all sorts of, opinions here.
Well, I, for one, have two suggestions in the manner of spreading some beautiful, delicious propaganda all over the place. That the first sort of thing in the order of business is something I think all of us can do really quickly. I mean, people in the Vistani like to talk, and perhaps a little slip of the mouth from a few unsuspecting Vistani, maybe, a little bit. Maybe we can slip into conversations as Vistani, we can switch our forms. Do a little slip of the mouth, a little something that should not be said, and spread rumors that way. In addition, I do intend to present Arigal's crime in our play. I'm going to do the play from once I met you all. So I'm going to do a little bit of a sort of a background. It's gonna be 4 origin stories and then a little bit of a summary of our journey thus far. So it's gonna be really fun. You'll love it. But I think we can use the show to also spread a little bit of your points. Maybe we can diverge it so a message that lays with your message, with your rhetoric, can be found there. Maybe not in the foretext, but in the subtext.
Sure.
Honestly, I am feeling a little bit confused. Sure.
So, next, who's the gossipest Vistani? If we want to spread gossip, some false rumors, where do we go?
Nyx kind of gestures to the camp.
Yeah, just all of them.
Vistani like to talk. Obviously, you might want to speak to a female. They tend to gossip more than the men. The men tend to focus on what happened, who insulted who, perhaps, but more about the situation that they're in. Men don't tend to necessarily focus on the emotional side of things until they are drunk, and then they love you forever. For some reason, everyone loves each other once they're drunk. But if you wanted to find someone specific, DM, would Nix have a thought about what person might be more appropriate?
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. For sure, Sorbia and Kato. Of course, they are like super like social, like generally faceless Vistana that you both have seen and not seen. You know, those are more active in the community. That is pretty easy to like point them out. But I mean, it can be said for many Vistana because they are, as you say, they love to gossip, spread stories around. So this is not particularly hard. But if you want to like go for somebody that you really know, then Sorbia and Kato would be the two.
I suggest them to Matia. Sophia and Kato, you met them at the just by the fire earlier. They are sympathetic to me. Maybe they'll be more interested in helping us if that's the case. I think I should also speak to Sophia. She has, I would say, just as much energy as you, Hamatir, perhaps even more. When she gets her mind to it, there's nothing stopping that little whirlwind of chaos.
Well, that sounds like a promising lead. I'm going to try my luck as Lena, the playwright from Beyond the Myths, and I may go and mingle a bit with other Vistani, see what information I can get, and spread what information I can spew out.
That's Jivkos, you've been around for a while. I'm sure that you've seen those that were strong rise and fall. Any thoughts on your behalf?
In terms of what?
Well, if you have seen the failure of those in a higher tier of power, maybe some sort of insight here could be beneficial.
Well, during my time, I have not seen much of what has happened in Barovia, besides those that have threatened Strahd's seat of power. Those have largely been those that have wandered into the mists. So, I'm afraid I may not answer much, but
I think
deceptions and that are not my strong suit in this at all.
Luckily, you don't have to be the one that is adept in deception or subtleties. I think you should play into your hand, so to speak. Just do what you do best, and I'm sure if you have Hamatir guiding you along, all will come to some sort of benefit. So, for me, certain things that I have thought of, like potentially that could bring down or increase questions against those who also wish to be the leaders here. Because we don't just have Arigal, we have also the elders, right? We've got them to take care of. Those white wispy-haired ones who wish to maintain the status quo. But there's only there's a handful of possible thoughts that I have come up with that could potentially sway one way or another with relatively fluctuating results. So here are potentially my ideas. We could do the smear campaign like Hamatia suggested. Spread rumors like the elders could be cursed by over-dealing with Strahd, and we've got these bad omens, you know, dead crows, dead ravens, dead crows. Crows, right?
Ravens.
Ravens, right? Did ravens outside the elders' tents or something like this? That this could give a bad omen, and the Vestani are hella superstitious. Like they don't even think twice when it comes to a bad omen. So we could potentially do that. Now, maybe you can somehow figure that out. So some sort of play on their superstitions and fears, just to besmirch them. The idea
Yeah,
of,
I may be able to do something, but it will require a bit of subterfuge.
I leave it to you to be all sort of subterfuge.
Okay.
Potentially, there could be a way to stage certain things that could bring to light the weaknesses of being divided. You're doing this play slash entertainment. Maybe like weaving into that something to do with how Aragal or the elders could have been involved with a conflict or have brought ruin to the Vestani.
I can get Ariga pretty well with whatever happened in Valaki just before I arrived, but I don't think I can get to the elders. You'll have to. I mean, unless you want me to spread some false information, which I will gladly do so, but if you have any, like, actual juice, that would be great.
Well, the elders have, as far as I can recall, the elders themselves have been working with Strahd, have accepting his protection and his gifts for as long as I've been alive. Maybe as long as Eva's been alive, but whatever contract that they made, surely there must be some terms that are no longer applicable.
I have an idea. I have a great idea. So, you know how this werewolf clan, Strahd basically recruited them? What if we spread rumors that Strahd intends to replace the Vistani with the werewolves? But they will be his diplomats outside the Mist.
Maybe, I guess. I mean, we're brainstorming here. No idea is bad. Yes. It's just a question of can you prove it? Just saying something doesn't make it so. But if you can tie it to something.
That's the beautiful things about lying. You don't have to have evidence. You just need it to spread.
Fair. Just be mindful that usually it's the superstitious or like something that brings up questions, perhaps. The fact that the elders have made concessions for Strahd in the past is a direct issue against Luvash's movement. If he wants to be, isolated, the fact that the elders and Aragal want to keep the Vestani within the Mist as a form of protection, shall we say. It's like there's no chance for Luvash's goals or to have the Vestani liberated to ever come to pass. So maybe it's not just us against them, but it's everyone against each other. We don't have to necessarily pull everyone onto Team Trauma, Team Nyx. We just have to make sure that enough are on Team Trauma than there are on everyone else.
That's so enough.
I don't think you should run as Team Trauma, though.
Yes,
right.
We should workshop the name, yes.
Another idea potentially is the fact that the Vestani don't necessarily question that much the authenticity of certain things when presented in front of them. If there is enough evidence to suggest that it could be true, it is enough to ask a question. So if anyone is good in forging documents, perhaps, or creating rumors of conspiracy, perhaps, saying that this was leaked or stumbled upon by some sort of, traveling salesman, or I don't know. Some guy selling rugs, perhaps, who can say?
Just shakes his head.
I think I can manage something. Yes, I can. I can do well. I can. So I think I can get this conspiracy ball rolling, even tonight. I believe.
I would say then for Irias Illyria, given you're going to be at some point an interest to some Vistani around here, I would suggest that you try to focus your attack, your endeavors, to the younger Vistani rather than the older Vistani. It is the younger Vistani that will be living the life that the elders basically forced them to do. And they will be more inclined to question authority and actions of the elders that could spark that internal conflict, especially if you
Oh.
get some really whiny children that just never give up talking to their parents and say, hey, this one, this one, this one, this one. No, not that. This one, this one. Can we have this one? No.
Valeria will kind of stretch and crack her knuckles and just say, "Now you're talking my language."
So, creating a rift with younger generations, rallying around a new way forward, perhaps dropping any sort of resemblance of the old ways because they just haven't worked for centuries. We're still slaves to the Lord of the Lands who uses us like tools that treats our lives as currency. That is not a future that a young Vistani would look towards without some sort of, I don't know, indoctrination. So you can break their indoctrination or try to. Those are my ideas.
I'm not really good with the honey part of things, but I certainly can walk beside Lady Lyria and look resolved. Yes.
Nix gives 2 thumbs up.
Iris nods gratefully. This I can do.
I think mine might not be far off either.
Well then, so. Oh, did you say something? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
No?
Maybe we're looking at this a little bit wrong, Sir Jivkos. Both you and I are perhaps not the most silvered of tongues, if you catch my meaning. But we're both brilliant in our own ways, and I guess a bit quirky. Me being a dwarven mage from the Copperbeards, and you being, well, yes. And that we've chosen to be here, to stand beside Nyx, and that we believe in his ability. I mean, I'm not saying that you young Nyx are perhaps the most experienced with leading the Vistani people, but from what I've been hearing, I mean, I'd rather have you than the other. And I'm here supporting, and I'm an outsider, and, well, in my own way, powerful and brilliant, and if I'm supporting Nyx, then why shouldn't you?
Sounds good to me.
Would it be not the greatest idea then to use this? He says, holding the hat.
I mean, if you so please.
I do not mind much. It's more for... Would it be preferred that I stay like this, or try to get into something that is, for most, easier on the eyes?
Keep it just in case. I'm not going to need it for now. You can always give it back to me if it doesn't turn out to be something that you need.
He just nods and... Alright.
So, if we do a bunch of this sort of stuff, I guess what I'm going to do is I'll go speak to Sophia to tell her of a change of plans. She will be our biggest cheerleader, I'm sure. But this is not something I can do alone, guys. If we want to have an army behind us, if we want to liberate these people, to weaken Strahd by one step removed, this will greatly improve our chances, I think.
I agree. We are
I
here
agree.
every step.
We are with you. We are going to get you to become the chieftain. What's the position? How is it called? What are we going to make you?
It would technically be Monsieur next.
What am I, an elf?
Hopefully not.
Well, blame Madame Eva.
The big cheese.
Please tell me you don't actually say that.
The big
Les
game.
grands fromages.
No.
Les Français?
That's too cheesy.
I'm not one for maintaining the labels, so to speak. If the goal is to free the Vestani, eventually there won't be enough Vestani within the mist to even call someone a leader.
We will make you a leader, Nix.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
Nix
right.
gives a worried look to Hamatia but nods.
Arius gives 2 thumbs up.
Unsure, but just nods.
All right. Dinner is had. Bell is filled. There's nothing left, I presume, for you to do at Lewis's camp. All right.
So, I think we start the operation phase.
But some narration first. You do walk together for some, a time to get from Lubish's camp, which is on the outskirts, kind of like on a small apex of a smaller hill, overlooking the rest of the camp. So you're further like south from the Sirpul shore, close to the road that would take you to the Hangman's crossroad. So to get back into the thick of it, to the kind of center of all the microcosms of the Sirpul and larger camp, there's a bit of a trail that you have to walk, and you kind of join together, feeling the safety of the group until you come to the point where you feel it's a good time to split up. But before that, there is something that you witness.
Oh no.
So, you walk past one of the larger circles of wagons where a large crowd has gathered of about 50 or so Vistani. And Aragal has moved location, it seems, from the last time you saw him earlier this day. But the same scene is played out again. He sits elevated on crates and barrels above the crowd, half encircling him. But this time, it seems you have caught this act in the end stage rather than the beginning, because you hear him clearly finish his half-shouted sentence as, "And thank the rest of you that has pledged your vote and confidence in me and our prosperous future together. It might be hard to believe, but it's a promise. I believe action speaks louder than words, however, so I have here with me a token of not only mine, but also our dear prince's appreciation for your continued friendship. Rado, would you please?" He stands up hops down one level on the crate pyramid as Rada steps forward to help. Who you see again kind of remains in his shadow and remains by his side like last time. And opening the tallest crate with a laugh full of mirth, Aragorn brings out a heavy leather purse and begins throwing golden coins over the crowd to their wonder and delight. And over the next couple of basically handful of minutes, he brings out Yuri, more coin, expensive bottles of booze, and hands them out to hand-picked people in the crowd, both those won over and those still on the fence. And the crowd is enthralled, enraptured, giddy. They're shouting and laughing in joy, showing off their gifts to each other, filling the purses. It's obviously bribery, but the Visani gathered here doesn't seem to mind. They want to drink from this chalice without shame and as deep as they can. And you're kind of standing on the sidelines observing this.
That is a cheap tactic.
I think we may know who his
Cheap
benefactor
but
is.
effective, I'm afraid.
Filling
We're
themselves
going
up.
to have our hands full. We don't have little money to forward people, but I do believe we have the upper hands when it comes to intellect. And, well, charisma, to be quite frank.
It is an interesting tactic, though. It's more about getting the name out there. Aragal is well known, and to be buying the vote for a fraction of the cost of their lives. I mean, it's laughable. It's a very cheap campaign strategy. But if you first, actually, I think I could probably spin this in a speech. The steps that will be taken here, guys, is that will be some meet and greet, some like mingling to try and get the name out, conversations, but ultimately it should come down to debate and speeches for the people to hear. I can at least mention something about this. But he's doing something like I mentioned before, playing within the boundaries, but cheating as close as you can without cheating. Anything you can think of? Play dirty?
Well, I, for one, am really looking forward to looking his defeated face when we finally make you leader.
Funny that he requires Strahd's coin to win rather than just himself.
Indeed.
That's maybe something you can twist. Even himself, just to try and win people over, is reliant.
Yes. Well,
Do you think this gold is real? Do you think perhaps it comes from some sort of shady place?
Well, Strahd, so yes.
Those who please, but up to 2 people can make me an intelligence perception as you see kind of the hullabaloo of it all and see the crates and barrels being opened and handled.
Intelligence perception. I have pretty good intelligence.
I got a little bit.
Yeah, well, you two talked about it, so.
Very smart.
All right, Cookie. Okay, all right,
Wow.
okay, all right, okay. Whatever. Carry on.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Only uphill from here, right, guys?
Yeah, guys.
Good start, guys.
Aragorn calls out again to the crowd, like after he's opened the last kind of crate and thrown some more coins, handed off like a very expensive brandy bottle to a very very happy Visana that kind of like salivated in the mouth. Like basically bugger off, you greedy people. This was the last gathering for tonight, but tell your friends I will be back tomorrow with more.
I'll be back.
And,
This does give Nyx an idea, but finish up.
And he basically tells Radu, like several like people from the shadows that you didn't immediately see. A little bit more like it is a little bit crude of saying a mean-looking persona, but like more rougher kind of looking persona come out of the kind of the like behind tents and from the forest, and they bring out these wheelbarrows and helps Aragorn move these things out and away. So it seems to be like a larger operation that is going on behind the scenes.
Something to investigate, perhaps.
Oh yes.
Perhaps I can slip in a little bit and see where this is going.
Nyx has a thought that play to your strengths and what you can do. So Nyx like just genuinely asks to nobody and everyone at the same time. We are known for being able to persevere. The challenges that we have encountered along the way to make ourselves stronger, we have done so by working as a team and sustaining each other through whatever challenge we have faced. No?
Indeed.
Can
what
you
I get here-
see? Can you see anyone who may be sick, or ill, or injured?
Can they?
Can we?
We can't see shit.
Or is there like a place in the camp that is specifically for that? Like,
Yeah, basically. I mean, there's a lot of people here, so maybe like people coming far and wide for Madame Eva's funeral, they will come even if they are unwell or injured. In Nyx's idea, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that there's like an organized kind of like medical center for like really, but I do believe that if you like that there would be at least like a wagon in each caravan that is kind of like put aside for the like the purpose of that.
Okay. Then, when you're mingling and trying to talk around, like, take a look for anyone who potentially could be hurt or injured, and try and get the message to me, so that I could go there and potentially make a big ababaloo at being able to heal people. Gold is a fleeting ideology, something that, makes you happy for a fraction of a moment, but then you go back to your sorrowful, miserable life where you have a broken ankle or a festering wound that won't go away. This is something we can do that is permanent, and they will be in our gratitude. They will have gratitude for us.
No, that's true. We can. You and I can both heal. We can probably go and just cure a little bit of wounds. Yeah.
all three
Something
of
like
us
this.
today.
Yes.
Right,
So-
it's a good idea. Let's do this.
All right. For sure. Aragorn and Rada retreats to seemingly heading elsewhere, not noticing you and your presence. But kind of like standing there in the crowd as it kind of disperses, there's certainly again whispers, seeing Illyria, seeing the wondrous undead Minotaur and his upcoming performance. And Nyx, of course, whispers more about Madame Eva, like personally racing Nyx. And a lot of like curiosity around that, not knowing why he wasn't like more known or more noticeable among the Vistani. But like that's kind of like the whispers around you. But there's certainly, especially so around Illyria, like this apprehension of going up and actually talking to you. Like it's like being starstruck in a sense. But also more like, that's the prince's territory, and I don't know how to approach that. Also,
That's valid.
out of caution, for sure. Yeah. So, what's the plan? Where are you going?
So I think the first order of business is going to be the Hamnix Healing Spring.
Okay.
Jivkos can do a little too.
Yeah.
He's good at curing diseases.
Oh my god, you're a cow that heals as well. Oh my god, they're gonna love you.
But he can never heal himself. Oh.
Shut the fuck up. Wow.
No, just kidding. Yeah, okay. So it would basically, will you all be like spreading out and doing this individually, like trying to find sick people and these sick wagons?
Sure. I mean, for those who can't heal, I mean, they could just stick close to a healer.
Yeah.
Or we can say that we're setting up like a medical tent or whatever. Like make it a big event. Like you may have, been able to make it this far, but dread the journey home. Let us ease that the burden. Blah blah blah. Come see, Nyx and crew to make an actual permanent solution to your problem.
Yes, I can do so right now, even. Shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
I think we must urge that.
Jivkos, come with me.
Okay.
I will treat you with dignity, do not worry.
Okay. I will also point out a time mechanic here, right? It's roughly around 20 in the evening, a couple of minutes over, around there. And the Vistani are currently partying with a big P. But like consider like setting up this tent, getting the word out is gonna be time spent. Gotcha?
Maybe, yeah, and people will not remember in the morning.
Yeah,
Maybe we do this
maybe
for
in the
tomorrow
morning.
Yeah. In the
that
daytime.
makes more sense. So we're into rumor spreading right now, or
Rumor spreading, finding out information, finding out where those coins came from, finding out any sort of rumors about the elders or Aragal, spreading the word, trying to hype up people, speak to the younger crowd, things like that.
Okay. I will allow you to basically walk around the Searpool camp because it's big and a lot of people to talk to. For like one aim for about an hour, make a roll, and we shall see what the individual finds out. Okay?
okay.
Okay.
So
Urius isn't the best at this. So he will offer up his services just to be like this resolute hype man for somebody. Okay.
That's fair.
I might not have a honey tongue, but I have grit.
And a smile.
The strongest wingman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would be like there in the background going, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh
guys,
yeah!
What he
bro,
said.
just make him a fuck.
Believe him, I saw it last week.
That's about yes.
Okay.
So whoever wants to take Arius underneath their wing, they certainly may.
Is it like it's a social sort of role?
It depends upon what you're doing. Like if you're like trying to listen
Okay.
on like rumors, if you're trying to spread lies, if you're trying to campaign, if you're, it depends upon what your aim is. But you
I
need
think
to
each of us
choose an
should take,
aim for an hour to like get
So
a
each of us is
tangible
like-
result.
So each of
I
us
think-
is like roaming around with a specific aim, and then we roll.
Yeah, and we should take individual ones so they're not all the same. Hopefully, so like investigate the crates go invisible, blah blah blah. Maybe that'll give you advantage. Illyria doing maybe you take Irius or something to schmooze or find rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather me going invisible and checking for the crates, or spreading rumors about the werewolves and like that?
You could do that too. You could do both. Like going to investigate. It's not going to take hopefully too much time for a space of an hour, and then to come back and maybe you can. I don't know if you want to go with Jivkos or Jivkos you want to go by yourself. We need.
Yeah. But you will basically spend an hour for each activity to get some tangible results, and perhaps you have 3 actions tonight that you're able to do, basically 3 hours of activity before you're like exhausted from today's traveling and reading the cards and everything. So 3 hours of activity and then perhaps bed. So okay, I'm just gonna go down the list. So Illyria.
Yeah.
Do you, with your first hour of activity, what would you like to do?
Ilaria is looking out for any sort of like group of youths that might have gathered somewhere.
Smoking pot behind the shed.
Yeah, exactly. That's the vibe we're going for here. That's what she's looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this.
But do you want to search for the potheads, or do you want to search for the the drinking teenagers?
I'm gonna probably like drinking teenagers, a little bit rebellious, like.
Okay.
I mean, I guess
yeah.
I don't know. I think
Metal
drinking
music.
is basically normal. So.
Well, I mean, okay, there's a little bit of cocaine with the drinking.
Oh my. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. We're going to the
LCD.
coked up teenagers.
Yeah, LCD and some mushrooms. It's they basically like have paid a few fellas that are playing really poorly, but are like all on loud instruments, and it's weirdly unsing.
Oh my god, no.
And the crowd is basically very like Vistana boys trying to be like, they dress pretty fancily, slick backed hair, trying to like show off their muscles and stuff like that. A little bit jockey behavior, Also you have the girls being a little bit more skimpy, a little bit more cheerleady, right? And there is so much sexual tension in there. But everybody's so afraid to make a move. So you found your crowd. What now? Yeah.
Illyria is just kind of gonna walk up and see what happens, probably as soon as they realize there will be some sort of panic.
How do you do, fellow
Yeah, how do you do, fellow kids?
I mean, to be fair, we have to. That's kind of what she's doing, because we have to keep in mind Illyria is a half-elf, but she's still like almost 30.
Like the first kind of Vistana boy that sees you kind of goes, "Yo! Who's that wacky looking half-elven girl? No Barovians allowed. Ew."
Really, no Barovians allowed, eh?
And then another, like a woman who is basically dressed up in a miniskirt and a bra kind of comes over and kind of like slaps him on his head. What are you doing? That's Lady Lyria, you stupid idiot! Like, are you dead? Gone? Wake up! And like, she still like hits him on the head.
Slap.
And he's like, Stacia, no, please don't hurt me. And like the news of your arrival like spreads a little bit through the crowd, and they're like coming up to you, trying to like act like they're somebody, like they're tough, like they know what they're doing, but they're underneath the surface, and it's quite easy to see they're super insecure.
Just like any teenager.
Yeah.
So it seems like you know where to come and party with the cool people, huh? You want some something to drink, something to snort?
Sure thing.
Hey, the stuck-up lady is actually pretty cool. All right, dude.
You know.
You take.
Something.
Yeah,
It's a smorgasbord of drugs.
Smorgasbord.
Take it, whatever you do me.
Oh my goodness.
You know, Illyria will take something and she'll, you know, that's kind of like, that's the crowd that she used to run with before somehow managing to join the military, fueled by nothing but spite.
Yeah. Okay, so you do have a little bit of, you know, yeah, I will set the DV in my head accordingly. Do you partake in any dubious-looking powders or pills?
She'll drink for now, but she'll try to not get high immediately.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So, what do you want to tell these kids? What do you wanna like make them believe?
The dogs are bad.
Stay
Fuck
still.
that! Drugs are awesome! By the way, my dad is like lying on the couch behind me.
Don't say that in character.
I don't, but I'm just saying, I just shouted out very loudly, drugs are awesome.
They are.
Illyria will kind of like sit down and she'll be like, you know, kind of reminisce a little about how she used to do stuff like that before eventually kind of like turning towards those kids and kind of like asking them about their opinion. Like, so, what do you think about everything?
Oh god. I need to talk like these people.
Oh my god, did you hear it?
Oh my god, guys.
Well, there's some people who find like the elders are the least popular ones among this crowd, okay? They're boring old geezers. We don't listen to them. They're boring, okay?
Yeah.
So basically, a part of this crowd is pro Luvash, and the other part of this crowd is pro Aragol. And the ones who are pro Luvash are basically the more jocked up kids who are like, I'm gonna join the military, huh? You know?
They should see Jivcast
I'm gonna
and see
be
how that works.
strong, I'm gonna conquer shit, and I'm gonna get swole, and, you know, he's like a good military leader, and we need a strong hand, basically.
Yeah.
Whilst the other part of the crowd is more like, I want to be rich. Okay, I'm gonna be an influencer. I'm gonna get my bag. You know,
Smash that
I'm
subscribe
going to
button.
be a star one day on the stage. Believe me.
I'm gonna stream D&D on Twitch.
So Illyria will kind of try to.
And they're more
latch-
like Aragorn. Yeah.
trying to latch on to that and was like. Okay, but is Argo gonna be that much better than the elders?
Yeah, dude. He isn't boring, and he's like actually thinking about outside of the box, and like gonna take us out of the grass. Do you really like grass? I don't. Well, Depends on the grass.
Depends on the grass.
Yeah, the kind that you know. It's different. Okay. But like a warm bed sometime and like a fancy house. That doesn't sound so bad. Like being
Okay,
on the
but what
road
if you
fucking
could
sucks
have
sometimes.
that? What if you could have that without having to suck up to somebody?
But depends upon if they're cool or not. I mean, and kind of like does a hand way towards you in general. A guy
You
kind of
think
leans
Strahd is
in,
cool?
and a guy kind of leans in and kind of wiggles his eyebrows. I mean, I'm willing to suck up as much as you want me to suck up.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You know, that's bold.
he gets some high fives from his bros. Oh god.
Hell yeah, bro.
I hate myself right now.
Hear me out, think about it. You can do all that, you can do whatever you want. But not if you fall for cheap gifts in the now.
Okay, you kind of start losing the crowd. Hard work is not popular like around here.
I don't usually, I'm very social. Illyria is just gonna be like,
But
You want to see a sword?
the aim is to make them feel like more individual and I guess more like anti-establishment. So maybe Illyria like present Nyx as the actual cool choice, the underdog.
I mean, yeah, like, I mean, Illyria is
Rebel.
definitely gonna sit down like, okay, so you don't wanna go to Lewis. I get that. The military isn't for everyone.
I mean, look at me. I don't want to get my nails dirty. Says a girl.
You're great fun to be around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Everybody agrees that she does a hair flip.
But like, think about it. What would piss the elders off more than if Nyx actually got more votes?
All right, you start going down that line. Okay, give me, first of all, a vitality saving throw.
Oh god.
What?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, Illyria,
Yeah.
Illyria is controlling how much she drinks, and she had a particular kind of youth. So you're used to alcohol, but it seems like it might have been laced.
Yeah. 15.
15, okay. You start experiencing as you're kind of like sipping the drink that you have in your hand, like starting to lose focus, and you stop drinking what you have in your hand, and you manage to catch it before it gets really bad. But okay, make me an empathy manipulation.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, somebody tried to like roofie Illyria, that's crazy. Oh god, if Strahd finds out.
Natural 20!
Yes. You getting these kids? Yeah.
Dude!
How do I reach
Fuck
these
it.
kids?
How do I reach these kids?
Okay, alright.
I love that.
That's actually amazing. You know the lingo. It takes a while to like warm up and like there's a little bit of a different counterculture going on, but you get used to it, and you're able to instill in these people that actually the true hipster thing is to support the guy who don't have any support yet. We were first.
Well, it is. And
Underdog.
Illyria can be quite like fiery, right?
Yeah. And you're inspiring. Like when Illyria stops being so much in her head, she is definitely like there's a inner charisma that just starts to shine, and she shines brightly.
That noble shit.
For sure, and everybody at the end is like, basically shouting Nyx's name as you party, and they're like, it's gonna be so dope. Yeah, and he's basically calling it to the man, and the man this time not being the elders, but actually Strahd.
Yeah! Yeah! We got a bunch of fucking anti-Strahd kids. They're not gonna die, totally. These kids are so dead.
Yeah, you actually make them stick it to Strahd. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna write down this net 20. It will have effects. Okay. Perfect. All right. That's an hour. Okay. Hamartia.
Yes, as soon as we finish the conversation and we split, Amatia will go invisible and tail the barrels. So she will cast invisibility, so that's a vibe check. Vibes, yes indeed, but is it a soul check? Right? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So intact. Amatia will just slip and you almost like, she does the thing, like the really cool thing where she goes into a crowd and then like a person walks by and then she disappears.
Wait. I need the right music for this. I think I added it to the other campaign.
Is it Pink Panther? Is it Mission Impossible? Oh no.
Okay, those are copyrighted. Okay. I can't.
What if we start humming it? Would you get a strike on Twitch? No, you ain't get a strike.
Here. It's
Ba-dum.
Is that really coded?
Or is it that Benny Hill soundtrack?
Or is it like Jason Bourne?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, infiltration. Let's do it. Snake! Snake!
Snake!
Turn into a barrel, quick.
Must have been the wind.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
Okay, so this okay, first of all, they did have some time to get moving, so you're not entirely sure where they went. So to begin with, we're gonna make a simpler, because they're still quite overt. We're gonna make a rather easy DV on a survival intelligence. Let's just take up the tracks.
Okay, let's go. Survival intelligence. Let's see.
Don't pepper it.
Oh my god, I'm feeling so. I'm hyped. Okay. Survival intelligence. Sorry, survival intelligence.
Amo. Please don't talk to yourself like
19.
that. Oh. 19. Okay, no worries. As I said, they're pretty overt, and you just make some quick deduction, looking at the ground, hearing like where the noises are coming from, just thinking about where would they probably go, and you're on their trail. This is basically like a group of 10 or so Vistana that are like carrying on wheelbarrows the leftovers of the crates and the barrels and what was given to the crowd in some kind of direction. Now, to trail them successfully, I need you to make me a stealth check, and since you're not visible, this will be hearing based, so this will be dexterity. So stealth dexterity, please.
Okay, stop the 30. Let's
But
go.
with advantage, since you're invisible.
Yes. Stuff next. Okay. Wait, what? 33, 36. Okay. How do I do the take highest one?
Keep highest one.
It's
Yeah.
2d20 KH1.
And then plus your modifier
Yeah, plus whatever, yeah.
at the end. Okay.
1 plus 7. 21. All in all.
Yeah, that is definitely higher than passive perceptions in this crowd. Okay, yeah.
Plus they're drunk.
You can certainly see whenever they take a break or they don't have anything in their hands, the kind of like hands go into the coat pocket to pick up like a a small tin flask. They're definitely drinking on the job.
They're sneaking.
Yeah,
sneaking it.
sneaking. Yeah, for
If it's
sure.
running at home.
But the kinda like vibe among them is certainly like somewhat hushed. Like they're doing something that they don't want to draw too much attention to themselves. But they're not so worried that they're completely quiet. The vibe is actually pretty high. They're like laughing and talking with each other. All of them are sneakily armed and armored, like hiding leather straps and like knives and things. There's even somebody who has a hand crossbow, but like underneath, like cloth to like not make it avert. And they all are pretty like lean and well built. They certainly seem to have experience. There's some that have scars. There's two that has pretty elaborate tattoos, where one of them glows for a moment as they cast prestidigitation to kind of fluff up the hair, as you do with prestidigitation. Yeah, they seem capable, and you actually go on a bit of an extended journey of around 20 or so minutes, past the outskirts of the sear pool circles into the forest and into the dark. And there is like a path here and wagon wheels going back and forward, but there is no lighting up this path, and there are guards here and there that kind of like nod as they pass, and they're also sneaking tin flasks. And
How many goods are we talking about, all in all?
like in total amount of people you've seen so far is around 20.
20 goods.
Yeah. And when you come to a meadow, the number goes up to about 25, as there's more guards stationed in this kind of like more open meadowy kind of area, where there is a bigger pile of crates and barrels in the middle. There's one part of it that seems to be unopened and filled, and another part that is like discarded and more like empty crates. Some of the guards are like standing in a half circle. They're talking to each other. They're drinking. One guy actually sits on a barrel, like on a crate that is half open. It's kind of like roughing around there inside, and like brings up a pretty cool necklace and like shouts to the other one of like, "Hey, look what I find. Do you think I can take it?" When Aragal noticed, and like holds it up to their neck. And they're kind of like joking like that.
I see.
And there are certain like points of like quite expensive jewelry braided in the hair, in the ears, on their hands, in like rings and bracelets and stuff like that. So they seem to be well paid.
I see.
You can make at this point.
Are they all with things, or are they all with Stani?
They're all Vistana. They are.
Vistana is still?
Yeah, Vistani is the several Vistana. So Vistana is a single Vistani.
I see.
Oh god, it's confusing. A singular Vistani is a Vistana.
Okay. Oh, I had it backwards for like 3 years. That's fine.
Oh shit, sorry. The Vistani is a whole and a singular Vistana. Yes. Yes, they're all Vistani, but they are in this category that I've explained. They seem to be able to take care of themselves. at this point, being so close, there are some light sources here in the meadow for them to be able to exist comfortably here. No, they have dark vision. You don't. Actually,
shit.
no, they don't need it. They can exist here without light sources, without trouble. On the other hand, it's more difficult for you.
Yes.
Okay. I will either allow you to do a perception intelligence with disadvantage from afar, or make another stealth dexterity flat, not advantage.
Okay.
The invisibility and your lack of sight kind of like cancel each other out to being neutral. And then do a perception intelligence with advantage.
I will try and get closer.
Okay. Then do so. Roll me.
Ooh. That's an 11.
Ooh, that's an 11. They hear something strange, and they all perk up, and they start immediately. Their voices kind of drop to a hoarse whispering, and they're on edge. As much jovial and drunk they seemed before, they actually turn pretty serious and professional.
I am going to send Soul to make noise for the bushes as a sort of diversion to make them think that it's just like Soul.
Okay, Soul doesn't have a lot of body weight, but he has a lot of passion.
Makes up with gusto.
So this will still be a disadvantage. Make me an athletics dexterity with disadvantage to try and make noise in the bushes. Try to like hit the leaves in the right way to try and make some kind of noise.
Okay, with Soul?
Mm-hmm, with Soul.
Oh no. Okay. Let's see what. Okay, let's see what. Okay, this is going to be fun. Okay, and take lowest one this time.
He could also light up instead. You know.
So I'm going to send him flying like a big fucking moth, light up with his light, going around the bush.
Okay. He's slightly like larger, like he's not like a lightning like light bug because they're way smaller than Soul would be, and his light is brighter. But it's still just a bug that is lit. So the question is if they get interested. I'm going to make a general cunning check.
Okay.
Or intelligence check, which will be slightly lower.
Yes,
Oh.
cunning intelligence.
No. They get mesmerized by the moth.
Like a moth to a lamp.
No, their attention is basically stolen there, and they think it might be some kind of threat. They don't know what it is.
So
If
he's
it makes
basically
sound
flying
enough.
around like a UFO.
Yeah. So Soul is being right now chased like the dragon board chases butterflies. In the fields of Skyrim. But it does give you a moment of an opportunity to sneak forward without needing to roll stealth in all the commotion and make
I'm
me
sneaking.
that perception intelligence with advantage.
I am sneaking away.
Oh, you don't want to attempt to get closer?
No, I am sneaking forward. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sneaking
Oh.
way forward. Yes.
Okay. Then make me that perception intelligence with advantage once you're closer. As also a Soul kind of goes past, whee, like lighting it up. Okay, 12.
Oh wait, that's 14. I need to get the lowest one.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. 14. Yeah, no problem. What is basically evident up here, up close, as Soul kind of goes past and kind of like flashes you in his kind of like light blue, bluish light, is the Ravenloft insignia burned into each and every crate and barrel.
I see.
Is there anything else? A document, something? Is there something I can take? Something incriminating I can take?
I mean, besides the goods themselves, you don't in particularly see any manifests or any papers. No.
I see. Is there any particular good that catches my eyes that might hurt them if I take it?
Oh. From the crate that is open is the only one you're able to go to and snatch something from, because opening one of the barrels of one of the crates is going to be very loud and take time.
Yeah.
You can either pick up a purse, a wine bottle, which has this kind of like net straw, kind of dusty exterior, or a box, a lacquered box.
Well, I will take the box.
Okay, take the box. It's not like a big one, but it's like maybe 10 centimeters times 5 centimeters, kind of a deal. Okay, you take it.
Yes, and I bolt out of her. I live.
I need Zol to make me a dexterity saving throw with advantage because of his ability to be able to avoid. He's slippery. He's small. But there's still a fuck ton of Bastani trying to capture him currently.
I'm just imagining the Benny Hill theme tune.
A little bit.
15.
50. That's enough. He got close here and there, but it's enough. And Soul kind of turned off its light and is able to avoid a few more and kind of zoom out of their dark vision. And you're gone. Woo!
Woo!
Nice. The box contains a pair of very chunky, kind of flowy red gold earrings.
I see.
Like hoops. Flowy, chunky hoops.
I'm going to take it with me and go back to camp.
Okay. All right. All right. Nix, what do you want to do, and what music shall I play now?
Like presidential music.
Mr.
Nix
President,
has
get down! Yeah.
Nix has to put his face out there, and he has to go to whoever he feels is the coordinator of these voting systems to ensure that his name is actually in for the running of the elders. There's no point in doing any of this if nobody knows that he actually wants to be a contender.
Sure. Yeah.
He also wants to make sure that Sophia is informed, and that the group of Vistani that are already in his corner, so to speak, are working with us all to do one of the things here and there, or like Illyria is doing with the drug addled teenagers.
I will be candid with you. As Illyria is currently getting, as we're turning back time here slightly, as Illyria is currently getting these new supporters for you, your total tally of supporters is uno. It's one. And that's Sophia.
Yeah, love Sophia.
Exactly. Okay, well, I mean, he told Sophia that maybe he's got a new family now and he has to go away and think about it. So he has to at least tell Sophia.
Sure.
It's gonna take too long to do all this in a session, but tell Sophia that he's made up his mind, that with the help of Eva and her gift and her, the heritage that is provided by the gift, that he has to, put his name in forward for leading the Vistani just like she wanted. And for her to go out and be his biggest cheerleader, and basically the whole conversation that he had with the rest of the group about what she could do, she could pick from that list. And, maybe find out some rumors, just like how Marty is doing or something like that. But ultimately get Nyx's name out. He will also tell Sophia that in the morning, Nyx will offer healing for those injured. And there will be a tent or maybe some sort of place nearby the encampment for people to come by and to be healed if they are needing aid.
Cool.
So do that,
sorry.
and then also go put his name in the ring, and then address the elders and the other people to let everyone to see his competition. Yeah.
Sophia is extremely happy that you've chosen to do this, and there's like admiration and hope burning in her eyes. But she also expresses worry about what putting yourself out there can be dangerous, and she doesn't want you to get hurt. But she is gonna be beside you 100%, and she get immediately extremely excited about the prospect of making a bunch of pamphlets in her poetry, flowery language of your declaration of basically a little bit like what you stand for and the news that you're going to open this healing tent in the morrow. And so she immediately gathers a bunch of ink and then runs to her wagon to make a bunch of copies of pamphlets for you. Indeed. And before she goes, you also ask Sophia if she knows who you need to go and talk to get your basically a part in the ring. And you're a little bit surprised to hear that Floor has been chosen to moderate the debate. And who stands up there? Floor, yes. Not the wood floor, but floor as in the French flower.
Flower. Maybe stop saying French names.
Fleur. Fleur.
Fleur. But Fleur and Nick don't have a good relationship.
She did hand you over the deck of Taraka from Madame Eva, though.
I guess. He will tell. Then Nyx will tell Sophia that if Flor needs to be. Actually, from a perspective of Nyx and knowing Flor is basically growing up with her, but she knows she someone that would stick to old ways or take signs as the way to go. The fact that Nyx read from the Taraka cards. Is that gonna help with her opinion?
So Fleur, despite her kind of personal image problems and an extreme kind of middle-age crisis that Vistani can go through of no, I'm losing my beauty. I'm not hot anymore. Which can be very, very traumatic for a lot of Vistani. She was certainly her biggest strength, or you should say perhaps virtue, has been being diligent and hardworking and patient. She was a primary kind of caretaker of Madame Eva, in her older days, I mean, certainly Nyx wouldn't cook meals for Eva. It's not really a Nyx thing
Burned
to
meals
do.
is more probably appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. And Eva, I mean, she was still supernaturally strong despite her age, but she was also a very busy woman, and so Flor would be the one to kind of come over and scold her a little bit of like how messy her tent has become, and like help her do like air it out, do laundry, bring her food, things like that. And so Flor definitely has a respect for the elderly, and she does her part. And that's also why she went around and complained at Nyx all the time of like, stop being fucking lazy. Just spoiled ass brat and help me do the laundry. Fuck you. Okay.
But my hands I need it for writing.
We all need to pull our part, Nyx.
You lazy
Do something.
But I suppose, I mean, like, this turn of events is actually a good thing, because now Nyx is actually doing something with his life. So, okay, well, I'll leave that to Sophia to tell to Flor, because, like, if she's just one of the moderators, does Sophia know how many
she's
moderators?
the moderator.
The moderator.
The moderator.
Okay.
And she was,
Then I think-
Sophia explains that it's because Flor was so close to Eva as
Cookie, mute yourself.
Sorry.
as basically her assistant, like not in like leadership things, but like a personal assistant. As they don't really have anything better, and Flor being a pretty good public speaker, the responsibility was handed to her, because it seems like all of this is a little bit scuffed. Like there's no traditions of this vote, that they're like, it's kind of out of their asses, like fuck, what is happening, guest vote, okay, who moderates? Flor, sure.
Wait, so this isn't like some sort of tradition. This is like, oh shit, we need
The-
I forget how long Eva was around for. Like, they
Yeah,
haven't
but
had to get someone new for
Nyx
fucking hundreds of
kinda
years.
can explain that the Vistani's traditions were kinda cemented and created and codified under Eva. And so the Vistani before Eva is not the Vistani after Eva. Or during Eva. And so they always had this spiritual leader. And Eva didn't really prepare anybody, which is kind of like dubious. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, if I die,
Successors
do
be damned.
this. She said
But
nothing
to be honest,
about
like
it.
Nyx is out of anyone theoretically, Nyx would have been the person that would have been around her the most, like on the outskirts, other than Flor, who was helping her on like doing the work, but like from an observation and actually knowing who she was. Maybe some things Nyx didn't know that she was teaching him, but I think okay, then Nyx will have to go to Flor personally.
Okay, you're not sending Sophia?
I think this is more important than just like. I mean, to make himself known and stuff, he can do that throughout the night. Have a drink here and there after his name is put there, but also to, make amends to a certain degree.
You do find Flor in her tent, sitting kind of in front of her makeshift boudoir, and she is currently putting on like a new, another fresh face, new paint, and she is dressed a bit more provocatively. She seems like she's getting ready to go out and have a night on the town. If that makes sense. And she is quite surprised and kind of pauses and kind of like twists in her chair and just like leans like an elbow on the chair's back seat to like turn and twist back at you, your face mirrored in the mirror behind her head. Yikes. What can I do? No, what? Me and Saban was actually making food for all of you? Where the hell did you go?
I'm sorry, was I meant to be making food?
No, I told you guys I was making food for you, and then you just disappeared. I and Saban left
Right.
you at the campfire to make food for all of you, and then you just. And she kind of like pinches her nose bridge. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. It's alright. I'm okay.
Apologies for that. Unfortunately, Luvash took most of my time this evening.
Luvash,
The-
what are you cooking now?
Lu-
Well, nothing, but still.
Cooking something else, Flor. First,
It's quite dangerous to speak with Luvash. Like, you haven't, like, believed anything he said?
so he wanted to speak to me personally, and I've got history with Luvash.
And you allowed
I helped him.
to do that? Why?
Why did I help Luvash? Or
Yes.
history of Luvash? In my travels.
Why
since-
even listen to those fanatics? Have you seen... You saw the camp.
I saw the camp. I heard what Luvash wants to do.
Okay,
It
well, I
is,
hope now that you
uh,
realize the error of your ways. I hope. Right?
Error.
Yes.
My ways. I mean, all I did was go over and talk with Luvash.
Do you actually know... you talking to him might actually have some consequences if people saw you. Did they?
Not particularly. Everyone seemed to be getting merry. I had only just really arrived in the camp, and more interest was towards one of my traveling friends. He's
Well,
a relatively
stay-
large kind of minotaur.
Stay
Anyway,
away
are we getting off track?
from Luvash and Aragal, please, Nix. With everything else going on, I can't babysit you two.
Flor, please allow me to say what I wanted to say here. I appreciate you are getting ready and want to enjoy new blood around the camp. I don't mean to prevent you from doing that, but I need to say my piece. You and I, we have obviously known each other for a very long time, and our relationship has been tense at times. And how I left this camp the last time I was here wasn't in the best way. But I'm sure you can understand why.
I actually want to apologize for something. There is a lot of things I don't want to apologize for. I was right, and I'm usually right. Okay? But then, I should have stood up towards Dorinia when she did that. It happened so fast. I was in shock. We shouldn't have done that. Not so quickly, at least, and not like that. And I'm sorry for that.
We were all in shock, Flo. No one could have predicted what happened that day. And nobody, at least if not myself, ever really thought about a future where Madame Eva was not in it. She was our lives. She was the Vestani for most people. She never really worried about the future, and we never really questioned what would happen after Eva. We just assumed she would always be. But now here we are,
Yes.
at her funeral. And
Funny.
I'm in your tent.
She squints hard.
things have transpired since I have gone. Since I've been away.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors. Is half of it even true?
Wait, which rumors are you talking about?
A dead witch. Revolution in Valaki.
Yeah, that's true.
Dinner with Strad.
Yeah, true.
Fight with the strange forest folk and the biggest tree.
You got some good sauces.
I know my way around, okay?
But yes, okay. It wasn't just all of me. I've had a remarkable group of people around me to allow me to achieve such things. But and I'm glad that the news has reached your ears to at least tell you that I haven't been out there just sitting on my ass, smoking or drinking or fooling around with yet another barmaid. This is, again, I'm getting off track.
Mm-hmm.
Flor,
What, Nix? What?
if anything of this, these news pieces that has come to your ears is giving you some sort of reason to question whether or not I have changed. Let me make it abundantly clear. I am not who I was when I left this camp. And even in the space of a few hours, I am changed. And I'm here to tell you that I have taken the deck that you so kindly provided, and with Madame Eva guiding me, her spirit, I have managed to make a prophecy of sorts. And this prophecy was something that I personally didn't feel like something would ever happen, but given the last thing that Madame Eva ever did for me and my friends was tell them of a prophecy that would change everyone's lives. And that is what I intend to do with this reading.
I mean, Nix, every Vistani can play around with some tarot cards and get some hints of prophecy and information of what has been and what are. But it's a completely other matter to be able to read the card like Eva did.
She had a long time to get used to it and understand. I have started going down that road thanks to you. And I do feel that Madame Eva is there helping. I remember in flashes how she did things, how she read the cards, how she placed them, how she knew what to think, and the cards are revealing themselves to me, but it's gonna take some time.
Sorry.
I'm here to tell you, Flor, that I wish to put my name forward for the voting tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't go on stream.
Don't go on the stream. Okay. Togo don't like. She looks at you like she's reevaluating you. There's like part of her that is like hoping that you finally turned into being like an upstanding person. Another part that is like, okay, I don't really believe, you know. But eventually This is very distracting. Joey, please leave or take the dog.
I'm trying to take the dog.
Okay. Thank you. But she kind of scoffs eventually, and she says, "Nix, I'm glad. I guess you have the gift of sight. I mean, most Vistana who develop the ability to do the eye eventually learn to do at least some form of tarot reading. That's normal. If Eva cared for you so much because she thought or knew that you had her ability, I'm not sure. And I guess your unique position, and in the light of the things we heard that you've done, and the things that we know that you've done in Valaki, I think there is a chance, okay? But you need to come to me with, like, some kind of proof of having at least a substantial amount of political supporters. I can't put you up on that stage without having any support, because that means that there is I've been bombarded with, I don't know, 10 or so other individuals thinking that they have a chance to stand up there and deliver a blazing speech and then get all the glory and all of the Vistani on their side. It can't be an open forum like that. The Vistani don't have the attention span to be able to handle that, honestly. Luvash Argal, the council has at least 100 supporters to their name already, at least. Give me at least a couple of dozen. And in light of Eva's wishes, I will. Happy?
I appreciate it, Flor. I will do as you ask, and I believe I will have those in no time.
I will enjoy seeing you do some hard work, you know? Actually get some sweat on that brow. Strain, effort, blood and tears, that kind of thing. Impress me.
I'm no stranger to getting a little sweaty.
Okay, Nix, seriously, impress me. And I will believe it when I see it. Okay?
He nods and to impress her, he will. What's he gonna do to impress her? Right. I mean, well, she just wants voters, but
yeah. I mean, it's more like do some work tomorrow. Actually, give me some proof that you're actually gaining support, that people actually believe in you. And if you get impressive numbers, I will put you up there. But I mean, if you want to do something here to impress her, you certainly can as well.
As she just says that, he will invoke his soul mastery of blur, and it will look like three Nixes wink at her. As he says, "Got it."
Okay, I have already partaken in some wine. This is not helping. And she kind of like has to blur her own, like shield her eyes from you. Sure, okay, that's great. Most Vistana eventually learn to be able to do that.
What do I have to do to impress you? He
Get
says,
some
fine,
political
fine.
support, Nix.
Fine, political support. On it!
Don't make me a laughing stock. Inviting you up on that stage and have people boo you.
Nyx nods and says, "You look great, by the way." And he's gonna duck out of her tent.
Oh, shut up. It's all that you hear as you leave. Okay. It took some while took some time to inform Sophia of all the things you wanted to have on the pamphlets. So all in all, I'm gonna say that was still about an hour. And for getting Sophia's help with the pamphlets, considering her skill and her ability, we will give you a bonus at the end of all of this. Okay, before we go to Jivkos, we're gonna go for a quick 5-minute break and continue role-playing for about 30 minutes or so more, I guess, 45, Cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, about there. Aiming for like an hour or less of more fun and political drama to be had. Yay! Pet your pets. Refill the glasses, get a snack. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Eric, so glad to have you here. Yeah, the big bad evil guy of scheduling hit us hard, but I finally started to be role-playing again. We had some chain of bad luck with scheduling. Good night.
Should I take the dogs in?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I know. Oof, indeed. But here we are, I'm role-playing tonight, and I'm happy. Yeah. We're thank you. Yeah, I know. Look at the carousel of lore info also about the campaign. Spent some time on that. Yeah. Some good behind the scenes work. We're doing a political drama right now of campaigning for becoming the president of the Vistani. Which is completely coincidental what is currently going on in the world. But I guess, hey, it's on everybody's mind. Yeah, indeed. Make Burrow great again. I was just gonna go refill my glass and I'll be right back, chat. There's been a presidential election going on somewhere all year. Ah, that's true. Guess it just feels more pertinent, so to say.
No, this is a very important one.
Yes. For the past decade. For all time. Oh. Since Greece. I hope you're doing great too, Eric. And by the by, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. Great. Yeah, the usual grind, eh? Work, family, hobby. All right. Yep, I come back to 6 campaigns a week. For me, still work, achieve full time. Holy macaroni. Okay, I just thought 6 campaigns per week. Oh my god, but if you do that full time, then it seems a little bit more manageable. I just remember I had 3 going at one point at the same time whilst creating Frostmark, and that was hectic. So I was at 7 one-shots on top. I love it. Holy macaroni. Yeah, you're great at what you're doing. 3 is a lot with the job as well. Well, back then I was doing, like, developing Frostmark, hoping to make that a job. So I guess I was juggling that as well, but it was not a job. Nowadays, when I do have a job, it's certainly been cut down a lot. Yeah. But hey, you are able to do this full time? That's crazy. You're doing great work. Living the dream. Developing Frostmark is kind of a full-time job too. Yeah, that's true. But you know, when you work for yourself, you're able to manage your own time. So at least I didn't have to follow somebody else's schedule, if that makes sense.
I'm back.
Yep, I have some amazing clients. A lot of work, but I love it. Awesome. Oh, honestly, to be able to work with what you love, that's the dream. That's the dream. So happy for you. And you totally deserve it. So talented. Okay, Cookie, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Jules, you here?
I'm here, yes.
Awesome. Wee woo. Wee woo, wee woo.
Hello.
Okay, you're back. All right. And Adrian?
I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. Let's not waste more time. Okay. Let's
I
get.
can probably do like another 15 minutes other than like.
Okay.
I can pull 15 minutes extra tonight.
All right. So like more like before 30 minutes over. Back.
Yeah, so like 12, so like 12:15 for me.
Okay. Perfect. No. Perfect. Okay, so let's get to our lovable undead giant.
Let's get down to
Jibcos.
business.
How
To
does
defeat-
this basically time traveled, cursed, undead Minotaur paladin of the Order of the Silver Dragons like to campaign for Nyx?
It's
To be
not
the
something he's
leader of the
exactly
study.
ever thought about or done before in any capacity. So at first he's going to go and try and find something to make him not smell like a corpse.
Does Hat of
Because
Disguise...
he feels like that might, yeah.
Does Hat of Disguise, like, remove smells?
I think it is
No.
only looks.
No,
So that's why he
yeah.
hasn't used it.
So there's certainly perfumes you can
Yeah.
definitely buy. Everything from like the
Doesn't
more
have
musky.
money.
Get money from the bag. It's cool.
Yeah, we have Richton's funds that you're able.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't. You're not gonna have it on you, but like, yeah, you just we'll waive the idea of you having to come over. Hey, can I have some pocket money? Blah blah blah. Just if it's
Yeah.
in the bag for everyone, it's available for everyone.
Alright.
Let's waive the logistics of that. So, does Jivkos go and procure himself some like musky, pine-scented, campfire-smelling, wood-chopping cologne? Or is
Sandalwood.
it-
I mean,
yeah,
he would
exactly.
go
Or
and
is it
find-
vanilla and patchouli and roses?
He would more be trying to find something that would be like a really good antithesis to like the smell of rotting flesh and stuff. I know I don't know the specifics that would be good for that, but he might just because he is a bit in survival. Yeah.
Sure.
Just like something that would work just well as the antithesis. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, like academics, Scientology. No, but yeah, let's do for. Yeah, let's
I mean,
do
it would be
for-
something that you'd use in the preparation for like a dead body kind of thing to stop it from making.
Jesus
basically.
Christ.
Embalming fluid.
No, not fucking embalming fluid. No.
Let's turn Jeffus
Just
into a Minotaur mummy.
God no.
You don't smell like dead. You just smell like a morgue.
Let's make a survival cunning to see if you have a good idea of like what a good
That doesn't mean he's
match.
good at it, so he's probably going to smell like shit after this. Oh no, never mind. 17.
17. Okay, yeah. For this, I think since rotting flesh has a bit of a sweet smell to it, you need to counteract this with a pretty strong, more soapy smell, right? So a little bit of Morg. We need to basically put bleach on this problem. So you're definitely looking for a very strong, soapy kind of perfume, kind of smell. You know those shampoos that are like 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 and how they smell? A bit like
7-in-1 shampoo.
Yeah, exactly. Like a little bit of like locker room kind of bleach, chlorine kind of deal.
Strong peppermint flavors.
Yeah, mint, peppermint, to go in there to really knock off like the stronger smells of the rotting flesh, and then the freshness to cover up the sweet of it.
So he's now a bit of like a minty Minotaur.
Yes, there's certainly a minty kind of edge.
God.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I feel like this is sad. Okay. Perfumes in the ye olden days are quite expensive since they are very hard to make. So I'm going to say this is 5 gold coins.
Wow. Inflation nowadays, you know?
And you're not really good at like negotiating here, so...
He also doesn't know what... He doesn't know if money is worth the same as it used to be or that it is now.
No, it's true, it's true. So, yeah.
It used to be 1 copper.
Back in my day.
Like $500 or so, basically, is what we're looking at with euros.
Alright, yeah. He will purchase that then and employ a decent amount of it. Should I take that off the cheat?
Yeah. It's not a lot in the flask, so it won't last for that long, considering how much you need to use. But here you go. For tonight, you're smelling minty fresh. Or as fresh as you can go.
As fresh as a dead body can go, He will then actually see whether he even needs to try and seek people out to try and talk to them, or whether he is able to just get an audience sort of his own just from, like, existing.
I mean, going and standing in a busy thoroughfare will certainly get you a crowd.
I mean, if that works, that works. He'll then.
I mean,
of course...
Vistani aren't against, being furries, so.
God. Oh no.
Oh my god.
He will then sort of do just sort of the normal casual thing of answering questions that, of course, many of them would most likely have, in as sort of trying to embrace their like culture and how their mannerisms work as much as he can. In terms of, like, I'd say it's a bit more blunt, but also a bit more of, like, dancing around words rather than, like, not just, like, saying things as you see it, but, Like, it is kind of like that, but not 100% where you're just going to say whatever fucking comes to mind. And then after that, he'll try and sort of transform that into maybe seeing what they used to think that Barovia used to be like. Like, what have they heard? What did they know that it was like before Strahd was even here, or before just like anything, or just over the last hundreds of years?
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay,
he'll then try and use that to then speak about how it was when he first came to the valley, when the Order of the Silver Dragon was the only really the thing there.
Because it's quite funny. I think you actually met the Vistani once or twice.
Yes, they supplied goods to the Order of the Silver Dragon during the war between Strahd and Empress Shay.
Yeah, and you might have actually been a part, at a delivery or a negotiation of a price. You probably, as you weren't really the one with that kind of skill set, the one who was in front and like doing the deal. But you were definitely strong enough to do the groundwork of like moving the wares that you received from the Vistani.
And there's also, of course, how the village of Berez worked and how they lived compared to how people live in Barovia nowadays. Because I think personally, from what I've seen from the stuff, people in Berez live really fucking well.
In comparison to this.
In comparison to this, by far.
You've
so
never
he'll try
been
and
to
sort of use
Karn
all of
before.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll try and sort of use all of that stuff to be like, this is sort of what it was like before everything like this happened. The Vistani were the people who did these kind of things. This is how the most people of Barovia lived. And then turn it into sort of how it then changed upon Strahd's arrival and Empress
How's that bad?
all of that stuff.
Oh,
and
damn.
also just sort of then how that plays into what the views that he's seen of the other people have of the other two parties that he's currently met. As in, one is very much for Strahd and that stuff, and the other is basically on a neutrality side of this, but then also how neutrality has ended up with people in this valley's history. Not well.
Okay, I see. So,
Yeah.
Whilst the Vistani don't particularly enjoy a history lesson, they're really into
They like
mythology
stories.
and
Yeah.
stories. Yeah, for sure.
And he can also mix in a few stories of when he was a knight and actually left the Valley of Barovia before he became a high knight and had to stay more around this area.
Okay. I see that. But all of this could just be like nice conjecture and nice fairy tales if they believed that you are indeed a surviving member of the Order of the Silver Dragon, that they are what they were, that you said they were in the past.
He does have the emblem of the Order of the Silver Dragon.
True,
on his chest.
but
On
the
the-
Vistana only know the Silver Dragon Order to be something. They don't know the Silver Order Dragon, the Order of the Silver Dragon that much, because you know that you were always led supernaturally around Vistani, that you
Yeah.
never really engaged with them, and so the Vistani have never really found interest in the Order either. So this is about convincing them that what your story is not fairy tales but true. So this will be a persuasion.
Would he be able to do persuasion presence just because of the sheer what he is? Would help him in that, as he is literally an undead minotaur with the Order of the Silver Dragon crest on him. And this is just sort of what he is, rather than sort of using words.
How do you use that to prove your point?
How else would there be an undead soldier, like, in the area? Have they ever seen one of these from another thing? No. Like, where else could he be from and be inside of the mists? Like, because a lot of them are from outside the mists, aren't they?
True.
And they don't see that outside the mists at all.
Well, the Vistani are traveling people, right?
Yeah.
So they all kind of pilgrimage into Barovia from time to time, and then spend otherwise time in other places in the world. You know,
Yeah.
being sellers and storytellers and entertainments, as a kind of caravine all over the place. Caravaneer, whatever.
Caravaneers or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Caravanners.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I do believe you have cloaked your spell now, so it's a bit easier for the Vistani to stay close to you. But do you do any demonstration
Demonstrations of what specifically? Like his
about your
endowment
condition?
of undead? Or
Because you might say that, but it might just be like a trick of magic. Why is you standing there and just smelling dubious and looking dubious proof of what you are?
They can check for a pulse. They can see for living flesh. There's no blood in his system. There's, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, do you allow them to stab you?
He won't allow them to specifically stab him, but he might allow like them to
Strangle.
pass,
yeah.
maybe pass him a dagger and like
You know what I
basically
mean?
stab it into his hand, and also then show off the sort of quotation marks healing factor he has as well.
All right. Okay. That certainly helps. That
If
certainly
he
helps.
stabbed a dagger through his hand, it would be a hole in his hand because it wouldn't try and close up or anything.
Oh,
So it'd
it
be
would close
see-through.
up very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, he would, and if you want, you could do that damage, but
No. Yeah, I think you're good enough to damage yourself, so it was within your temp HP.
yeah.
Okay. Let's do presents. It's still gonna be. It's like a pretty tall order, but
That's
you.
fair.
You
He's
do
not the best at it.
have a lot of but you do have a lot of information, and yeah. Let's do persuasion presence.
He's probably gonna fuck this, which will also not surprise me because he is not, I don't think, that good of a talker. Well, not bad. 13.
13.
Have
Okay.
faith in yourself.
Yeah.
There's certainly apprehension. There's certainly curiosity, and there are some people who kind of like those who are more inclined towards storytelling or like singing or acting. Make some notes. They kind of say that they want to like verify information with some other storytellers of like stories that have been passed down through generations, that you know insert like certain what the words truly mean and what they were, in particular songs and stories that have been passed down for like teaching and education of the Vistani people. And they do like listen with curiosity, but if what you're saying currently, if it's true and to what extent, they're not entirely certain, but they don't like reject you either. But there's a lot of like suspicion.
Yeah. I would be
They-
suspicious of an
I mean,
undead cow.
they're tricksters and, you know, liars themselves. And when you yourself are able to trick and lie easily, you also mistrust when others do so. But yeah, okay. But there's certainly a bit of like, there's still a question being sowed about is Strahd really a good thing? That is actually what the core
Yeah.
of the message is,
Yeah.
and that does indeed come into question to some extent. All right.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Jules. Lyria.
Yes.
Yes. So being a little bit, you know, spiced up, being a little bit numb, just tiny bit drunk, you stumble away from those rebel teenagers, and you're feeling pretty triumphant. Like, hell yeah, my people.
My people, let's go. I still got it.
Still got it. What would you like to do?
Well, are there any other like groups of youths? Or did we say anything that we were gonna do?
You don't need to also use this whole evening for these activities. It might, you know, sometimes the best thing is doing nothing, because in a disastrous roll will lead to negative consequences.
I mean, she's kind of gonna see if there's any more kind of like slightly rebellious youths or anything, or she kind of got them all.
Like another group that are kind of the same.
Yeah.
That will have to be an investigation roll, because there's like about 1,000 standing around, and if you're looking for a particular group,
Yeah, that's completely fair.
I was kind to so easily find the first one, but like getting a second one. Yeah, no. But there's many people as you go around and like search who kind of like invite you to, oh, that's Lady Lyria, come and see this play, come and listen to the story, come dance with me. Do you wanna spice? Spice?
Spice.
Spice? What?
Just critical role references. No, it's like
she's kind of gonna
yeah.
try to. She's kind of gonna try to like like mingle a little bit, kind of like try to get in with the people, try to seem very approachable, and kind of like like try to get in like so Nyx.
Okay, like make your presence known. And
yeah, she's just kind of she's kind of gonna mingle with the people, and she's gonna be like, oh, I support Nyx in his endeavors. I think he is he's very knowledgeable. He has the ability to continue Madame Eva's legacy or whatever.
Okay, all right, okay.
Just kind of like going around and occasionally throwing in there that Illyria supports Nyx. Lady Illyria is in favor of Nyx.
That is huge. I mean, this Lady Illyria Fenimore, reincarnated soul of Lady Tatiana Strahd pining after me, but I support Nyx instead. How cool can't he be? Yeah. Okay. For sure. Since this is like a particularly group of people you have a great experience with, the DV is going to be slightly harder, but let's do a leadership manipulation.
Lady Hilarious. Okay, look,
If you got it, you gotta flaunt it, okay? What that's all I say.
She does not refer to herself in third person. But
Do you know who I am?
She drops kind of like, I think Nyx would be a great leader. He's cool.
Yeah. But you're.
So what do you want from me?
You're arguing from authority, so let's do a leadership manipulation.
Okay. Leadership manipulation. Wait, what is 3 dots?
1.5. So you currently have 3 in proficiency? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, so it's 5 plus your manipulation mod.
Okay, that doesn't check out on my sheet. I need to redo the math. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that sooner.
Oh, no worries.
No!
Oh no!
Someone give me inspiration!
I don't have any.
Oh shit! I think most people are just starstruck.
Fair.
And they're quite drunk and drugged up at this point, that you feel like between the shock and the awe and the curiosity that what you're saying is falling on deaf ears.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Okay, that's fine.
It could be worse. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Hamertia.
Ah, yes.
Hamatia, after making her way back from her little foray, will go into the Helena Sunbringer, the playwright from Beyond the Mist, and she will go and try and mingle with some tieflings that she doesn't know, but she really, really wants to know them. And she's going to look for opportunities to create this, let's call it, werewolf conspiracy, in which the werewolves want to take over Astra's chosen alliances, and she's going to speak with them and try to be almost to tell them that she wants to learn about them for a play that she wants to make. So she wants to study them a little bit to do an anthropologic sort of thing, and when they speak, she will probably want to, just a little bit say, "Oh, really? Because I met this werewolf named Zuleika, which said that she would be chosen by Sarah." That's really weird, isn't it?
Okay.
And just get them to think that there is competition for the title, and
Right.
that their life may not be as cozy as we think it is.
There's certainly been some rumbles of some rumors going around about what the Forest Folk recently trying to do. So that actually finds a bit of a home, but it's still a little bit far-fetched. But on the other hand, there was only a good story, and this could be a cool conspiracy theory. So I will say DV is high, but if successful, it will be pretty insidious, a slogan, like a earworm that it will burrow its way into the subconscious of the Vistani.
Yes.
Okay. You're trying to instill fear, but this is mostly lies. So let's do a deception manipulation.
Deception manipulation. Okay, let's go. Let's see what's my deception manipulation is. What's gonna be? Okay. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. 14.
Oh, you have a +10. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, the Vistani doesn't know that much about the werewolves or why they would be coming for their spot. They're they half conscious that the werewolf even exists. And so, whilst they might enjoy these tall tales, it doesn't take hold, sadly.
I see. From the conversations, do I hear any other thing? I will try and scout for any sort of fear or worry that the Vistani might have, so I can capitalize on it.
I mean, I can tell you a little bit in general, but you will have to spend an hour of effort on that and a roll to get really good tidbits. But of course, just in general, any kind of people, the Vistani, mostly the fear is right now that indeed Eva has been there forever, and the Vistani are feeling certainly a little bit confused as to if they should continue being the Vistani even without Eva, or if they should just disband into smaller groups. Or if they should evolve into something else, or if they should keep in Eva's memory and try to be as much of the Vistani was underneath Eva. Yeah, that's the keenest of worry on everybody's mind. And you notice as soon as this conversation comes up, there's immediately heavy drug use afterwards.
Well, heavy.
I see. Hamatia will not partake. And that's I guess that's my hour.
Okay. All right, back to you, Nix.
Oh, well, I already gave you the things that Nix wants to do in terms of like he needs to get his name out there. So I think in this instance it'd be more like making himself present into the more influential circles, like the elder
bigger-
groups, for example. Like we haven't even touched on the elders, like who they are, what they're talking about. But ultimately, he wants to, be present and like walk around and like be fairly loud, as in like let people know that he's walking around. Do some feats of like cantrips and stuff like that, and
Oh, cool. Okay. Part of this little quest of yours, it's quite easy to find yourself into the kind of area where the elders have situated themselves, because they're not that far away from Eva's original campfire. You're not really sure where, like, Aragorn actually, like, where his wagon and where his tent is, but so far he's been campaigning by traveling around, right? And Luvash is up there in the war camp, whilst the elders seem to be rather close to the campfire of Eva's. And as you kind of approach the outskirts, what you discover that this area is basically all surrounding a giant oval sized elongated tent that is covered in different colorful cloths that mix up the whole. It's kind of like a mismatch of tent canvas and other kinds of cloths that kind of been somehow sewn together to create this very, very large tent for the Vistani. And there's like a hodgepodge of different Vistani outside that are talking about like the state of politics, about worry about what Aragorn wants and what Luvash wants, and what is happening, anxiety. There's also a smaller campfire to the side of the tent where there are several like older looking Vistani who seem really unhappy. And in front of you, a scene gets played out of a rather like 70 or so looking gentleman who kind of try to push themselves to the entrance, the main entrance of the big tent, but is pushed back by a few like these guards who stand outside the entrance of the tent. Doesn't have like a uniform. They're not dressed in armor. They don't seem to be particularly like well built or a particular type of Vistani. They just seem to be normal people. But two of these followers, you could say, push back this person, and he squirms and complains loudly. Who do they think they are? I'm influential, I'm cool, I'm wise, I'm a caravan leader. This is bullshit. I should be in there with them, please. I should be on the council. Look at me. I have a right, okay? He seems a little bit drunk. But also very frustrated. And the two Vistani like continue to push him away from the entrance, like murmuring unimportant words of appeasement and discouragement to make him calm down. And there's more disgruntled kind of whispers among the older looking people by that campfire. And in the end, he gives up and sullenly sits down with them.
I'll go to that guy, like drunk guy, and not necessarily just as a reactive thing, like oh, this guy shouted something, now I'm gonna go inquire. It'd be more like just sit down for a bit next to him or near him, and then it's gonna pick up a conversation that says like, oh, So I heard that there was a bit of commotion, like they wouldn't let you in, a person of your stature, to the council. I mean, surely they would need someone like you to make valuable decisions, no?
Yeah, you sit down among them, and there are a few of them who kind of look at this upstart youngsters there to sit down among these old seasoned Vistani. But this old guy has already started a tirade of epic proportions to the other people of like, how dare they not like let me in, I should be in there, this is bullshit, and like all of them kind of murmuring, agreeing, and he turns to you when you find like a pause in his tirade.
I will like float a question in there, like to try and ascertain what it is that he feels like he needs to be a part of.
Young man, isn't it obvious? They're going to make all the decisions in there, and if they don't have me in there, it's going to be disastrous. Okay? I am wise.
I'm sure.
I can read the cards. I have the eye. I have more than the right to be in there and decide the future for the Vistani. My caravan is huge, I tell you, huge. And we steep in tradition, we all do things right. And yet they don't let me. I think truly they're jealous. I will say it right out. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be hurtful. They're jealous of me. They wouldn't be able to last 5 minutes with me in that tent. I have brilliant ideas. It's going to be huge.
Ideas like what? I'm curious.
Gosh darn. He starts complaining about taxes and tariffs, moving into certain towns in Domokan and another islands in the archipelago. And it basically starts complaining about the economy and how things were different when he was younger.
He's young, we're percenters.
And the economy has gone to shit, the Vistani is getting impoverished. We need to get a bigger kidnapping scheme going and terrorize the cities to force them to not force us to pay taxes going into their cities. Something like that.
I'm gonna like try and verbally try and twist it so that, I mean, basically what I'm hearing is that he's got a big caravan and he wants to make it bigger. Such a huge caravan.
Indeed.
Throbbing caravan. And I'm going to insinuate that first thing, Nick's gonna let him know that the council don't always have it right. If their taxes are too high, something's clearly not going right with the council. 2, that he is going to be up for voting for, and he will introduce himself, and he will say that he came with Lady Illyria, who is from a very influential family outside of the Mists, where trading could happen, mutual trading routes could happen, and if he and his huge caravan want to be a part of this to endorse Nyx, to then get something out of it. He'll also ensure that trade routes open up over time, with the Mists becoming more less of a hindrance, to allow more people in to increase trade, and therefore taxes can drop and inflation can be under control. So very much more from a monetary perspective, with his angle that he already has a connection outside the Mists to a very influential family of the archipelago.
Yes, indeed. Okay, interesting. it kind of falls on deaf ears on this particular guy. Because though he believes that the Vistani shouldn't pay these tariffs, like going over certain bridges or coming into certain towns, or paying some homage to some kind of leader because they're doing trade in their hold, he believes that the council should get taxes from other Vistani. But the other elders sitting around the campfire, as you cannot sit there and argue with him, might get swayed. Make me a... This will also be... I think, actually, you're speaking the truth in that you can probably do open up a little bit of trade for the Vistani in the sense that you're spinning it. So this will be persuasion, manipulation. $22! Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The other kind of elders who are all caravan leaders who might be able to pass these things and with authority make other people vote with them, do start to nod with you and agree with some of the things you're saying. And perhaps out of spite of not being on the council, might turn their vote to somebody who opposes that which they couldn't enter. Nice.
Yay!
Yay!
Trade routes. Yay! Capitalization on the rich.
I will say, however, that if you would you try to approach the tent itself at the end of this discussion?
I probably would just like listen and hear what they're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
But as I said, everybody's kind of like talking, about Aragal and Luvash, and like all people here are very critical of them, and they're thinking that the elders will be the most in spirit Madame Eva successor there could be, because if nobody is capable of being as wise as Madame Eva, perhaps it should instead then be divided. So the power is then held by several people who then can together come close to that wisdom. And that the elders are the closest thing that would uphold traditions and keep things as they are, safe and warm.
So it's about
normal.
division.
Yes. If you try to approach the tent to go inside, however, you would be. Would you?
I may do. I mean, I have to brave it. I have to do some fucking work according to Floor.
You're stopped as the old man is, and you kind of like brushly push aside at first. But when you declare who you are and they kind of like start to recognize you, they inform you that the elders have withdrawn for the evening, but they were planning on summoning you in the morning.
The elders. The council.
Elders. The council of elders, yes. Elders Council. Synonymous.
Noted. I wouldn't try and force my way in.
Okay. All right. Cool. Some votes, some information. That's an hour. Okay, Jeep Goss.
I feel like currently after doing a bit that he felt was all right, but he's not the greatest. He might actually go and see if he can see if there's anyone who are sort of spreading stories and stuff about Vistani stuff. Because of course, I feel like there is always people putting on shows and that kind of thing here, even if they're impromptu. If there are people talking about like the past and such, and whether they're interested in sharing their part and seeing like what the Vistani vision of what's happened is actually.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Make me an investigation check with cunning.
Oh god.
I believe in you.
Oh god. Oh no. This could go very badly. Yeah. 2.
You know, it might just be the anxiety about the future. So therefore there's not a lot of talk about the past. But there is a lot of like romance, you know, shows like Romeo and Juliet, you know, this kind of like harmless, non-political, romantic fairy tale, King Arthur, you know, like stuff like that. Feel good stuff is going on tonight.
He'll actually just go ahead and enjoy that because it has been a very, very, very long time since you've had anything like that.
Oh, yeah, and you know, nights usually
That's so sad.
do appreciate the arts. You listen to people sing, like opera, theater, just dance. And all of these different expressions of love, hate, joy, and mourning, and just the jubilant creativity that people can create, and the stories that weave speak of human nature, humanoid nature. And
Nice catch.
Nice catch.
thank you. And you're whisked away to a less complicated world.
Oh,
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Last hour, Illyria. Anything more?
Well, I mean, Illyria probably has kind of like gone through whatever she can do, and I don't think there's really Vistani aren't the type of people to put on like show fights or anything of the like, so
I mean, stage ones in theater plays for sure. And there are like less organized competitions of talent that might emerge like naturally between different parties as they kind of start boasting and then they have the show.
yeah.
But that could just be as with swords or magic as it could be with musical instruments or singing voices.
Illyria will kind of like look around and see if there's like anything going on that's kind of like anything regarding either like kind of like acrobatics, like athletics, dexterity, or sword play in the not
Okay.
you know, in the normal sense.
Yeah, I know. That's why you laughed about it. I get it. Sure. Yeah, make me another investigation to see if you stumble upon this. It's all about being at the right place at the right time as these things organically pop up.
23.
Oh my god. So
Okay.
you've rolled 2 nat 20s and a nat 1.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the next nat one to have balance in the universe. No, but okay, what do you want to find? Like, what is, like, Illyria really wishes to find this scenario, and you will find it?
She looks for a show of, like, talent that she has a good chance in doing well in. So anything acrobatics related or like
You can either you can either find like somewhat drunkenly kind of like fencing, kind of like half training, half boasting, half dueling ring.
yes, perfect.
Or you can find like almost like circus agility performing
Yeah,
training.
sort of like she'll kind of like approach and hope that there's a couple people who are like partaking in this like fencing thing.
Okay, the fencing thing? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like there's some people like training, like those people when they drink, where they got a lot of physical energy. You found that crap.
Yeah. She'll kind of try to, approach them, kind of try to get in with the crowd, and she'll kind of approach them and be like, how about you let me try?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're drunk. Your name is a thing. There's certainly nothing holding you back. There is certainly some apprehension of going up against you. People might not work as hard to win.
Which works in my favor.
Okay. What's the aim?
The aim is to try and impress.
Okay.
To kind of get people's attention and then use that to hopefully sway them to... My dad just woke up. To kind of, vote for Nyx.
Okay. You know what? Make me an attack roll to kind of signify your fighting prowess that you show.
Dirty 20.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Okay. And after impressing them, which you do, for sure, no one... You can expect... Like, these people are kind of somewhat self-taught, and even though they have a lot of passion and creativity when they fight, they're not, like, military trained as you. Mm-hmm.
She can appreciate that. She kind of, she's a good sport, gives a couple pointers, and then she'll kind of try to get to the topic of, what they might be voting for, and the fact that Nyx is running, and she thinks that Nyx is great, and perhaps if they are martially inclined, that perhaps they could study under better tutors.
There's certainly some Luvash followers or Luvash inclined people in this crowd.
But she's also just kind of trying to be like, I think Nyx, you should consider voting for Nyx. Just kind of, while she has the attention, just be like, you should consider voting for Nyx.
Who made you that limber?
Certainly a easier DV after impressing. Let's make an empathy manipulation.
Oh my god. Oh my
How?
god.
I give up.
Jules! Oh my god! What great luck and the bad luck and the great luck and the bad luck. Oh shit. All is balanced in the
I guess I'm getting deaf ears again.
Yes, yes, indeed. There's also people who lean Luvash and have seen Luvash more than Nyx. Kind of.
I mean, if they're going for Luvash, that's also great.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Rather Luvash and Aragorn, right?
Okay, that's it for me then.
Oh, but you had great fun also, I will point out. The Illyria,
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine that they will kind of just stick with this crowd for a bit longer, just kind of like do a bit more fights for fun. Like...
Yes, indeed. That was kind of like the parenthesis of helping Nyx. It was also just being in your element and forgetting other things. A little bit like Jukos. Okay, quickly, Cookie.
Yes, I'm doing this and then I'm off.
Yes.
So for the last hour, Amatia will go as Helena and go to wherever she can, and she will advertise that tomorrow the new and stunning show
Nyx Navarre, the true story, will be having its premiere at sundown near our tent. There's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to listen to all of the stories that Nyx has personally told Helena, and he dramatized it, and there's going to be a bunch of wonderful actors. There's going to be an undead minotaur. There's going to be some really nice acrobatics, some really, really cool effects, some really stunning animals. It's going to be a blast. It's going to blow your socks off, and it will tell the true tale of Nyx Navarre of the Vistani.
Damn. Okay. So I will consider this role also to be an empathy manipulation, and if you succeed well on this, it increases the success rate if you would succeed with the crowd. Because you're increasing the size of the crowd by doing this. So if you succeed with the actual show, the next in-game day, it will have a greater positive effect. Okay, let's do empathy manipulation.
Please, all good.
Oh no.
You know what? It would be hard for this to like fail with like a 9, but you do increase the crowd, but not much.
I see. Yeah, and that's it for me. Good night, everyone. See you.
Great to have you here, Cookie. We will just finish with this row of activities, and then do today's tally of support roll. Of supporters gained in the end of this. So, Nyx, for the last hour.
I think for the last hour, Nyx has, so far, and so has the party more or less, like mingled and gone to people. And I think at this point, as it's sort of like later in the evening, some people are like tired of dancing or just need a break. And Nyx is going to do what he does best, and he will provide entertainment with stories, and like part of his novel that he's writing, this like new tale, the part of the like going all the way back to why Nyx left the Mist, or his personal goal of leaving the Mist, other than proving that he's not a fuck up, is to gain new material, new details and things to write about, to make this book the best book in Barovia. And he's been writing, he's encountered so much stuff, so he's going to provide a reading from this book, hopefully providing the Vistani a new story that they've never heard before, about like, it's kind of like an Indian Bollywood movie in a sense, because it has a little bit of everything for everyone. There's action, there's romance, there's intrigue, there's like a murder, like and he's going to like with the years that he's basically in-game years that he's been working on this, that he's going to provide an opportunity for the Vistani, as many Vistani as he can, hear him. And he's like an entertainer by trade. His entire background is entertainer. So he's going to put flourishes and voices, and he's going to work the crowd with his voice and his presence of being able to like work a crowd. And the end of it is gonna like at a cliffhanger. He's going to say, if you want to hear more, come see me in the debates. I will be running.
Nice. Okay. What is usually the role that you associate with Nyx's storytelling ability?
He has an academic in it.
Oh, let's do.
He has like a double proficiency in this academic of being a novelist.
Then let's do academics present.
Shit, I forget
Or
how skilled
once.
Nyx is because he's hard.
Once in a blue moon. Let's do academics presence.
Oh dang, this is gonna be a lot. Academics presence.
So if you got 4 dots, did you say? Like skill tier 4 in academics? Then it's
Six,
6 plus your presence mod. Whew.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, the DB was also lower because of the skill in this. The crowd is enraptured. You have them basically hanging to every word that you say, gasping at the right times, laughing at the other, shedding tears from the sad points. And you got them in the palm of your hand. This certainly doesn't really convince them to vote for you in a direct sense, but they're certainly impressed by your Vistani-ness, you could say.
I think it's also, to a certain degree, showcasing that he can talk, he can express
Yes.
meaningful things, and to understand and distill down to whatever, like a complex idea with many different moving parts into something understandable and captivating.
Yes.
Like,
so
if-
what I'm coming to is that ears have been more open to you. They're more open to what you have to say.
Yay!
Yeah.
I love open.
They're more willing to listen, which might make some roles in the future easier.
Cool beans.
Very, very cool indeed. A fruitful evening. We got a nat 20 on the counter culture kids. We got a good success on disgruntled caravan leaders. We did great storytelling to a big crowd. And we recruited Sofia and her well-written pamphlets.
And we had from Floor, like, basically a promise.
Yes, they promise, but that won't affect the role that we are about to do,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is a tally of supporters that we have gained today.
Oh, nice.
And I think that the most normal check for tonight was empathy manipulation. I think I said that most.
I don't know.
I don't know, you said it twice. That was
Yeah.
persuasion
There
also
was,
twice.
Yeah, but one more persuasion presence and one more persuasion manipulation. And then there was a deception, 2 investigations, and a leadership. I will let you decide between persuasion and empathy.
Who's going to be rolling?
Nix,
Persuasion for sure.
persuasion, absolutely. We did more empathy. Yeah, let's do persuasion manipulation for tonight. And you get, let's see, +2 from Sofia, a +4 from the kids, +2 from the caravan leaders, and a +1 on the storytelling. So that's 6, 8, 9 for the effort for tonight. Okay.
In
Plus
addition to
9,
his
yeah.
modifier.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that's
Okay.
a +20.
35.
35. Holy
Fucking
macaroni.
hell, you're a +18, and you rolled so high. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good. Yeah, I mean,
That's
Nix is
insane, actually.
charismatic, and then all of your work, Sofia's help, you know, it should matter. And it does. let's see. Some quick math, and we will be finished for tonight. Alright, so we get that percent of the still undecided, which is okay. Right, and then we steal from other camps. Damn. Okay. Also that. Oh my god. Alright, alright.
It's a cult. Yay!
Yes, indeed. And then that from that. Steal from the elders. That amount. And then we steal from Aragon.
Suck it!
Ooh, that's a lot. All right. And now we plus everything together. 1 plus x plus x plus x plus x. Ooh. 151 votes you gain today.
Oh.
Wow.
Or 150 actually, exactly. Plus 1, which is Sophia.
Jesus. Fucking hell.
Oh, good day, guys.
Very good start.
Yeah. And you also have tomorrow. And then debate itself. But the other, camps are also going to be actively campaigning as well. So they will perhaps steal some back. Take some more of the undecided pool. And
But
it's
can they
going
heal?
to be... we shall see about that next time on Charismatic Mystery. Woo!
Yay! Yay!
Another great and chill session.